Hey there, good morning everyone. Wednesday the 6th of April 2022. This morning's devotional is a reading from Luke chapter 6 verse 36, which reads, "Be merciful just as your Father is merciful." Have you noticed how unmerciful and unforgiving the world is today? People enjoy dragging others down just for a laugh. And the question may have arisen in a believer's mind, how do I witness, or how am I able to be a witness to others around me in an increasingly unkind world? So here are 4 things that we could begin implementing in our lives as we desire to build a lifestyle of mercy. Firstly, start looking and listening for people's needs. The needs of the people in your neighborhood, at work, in your family. Mercy always begins with awareness. If you're not aware, then you don't care. Philippians chapter 2 verse 4 reminds us, each of you should look not only to your own interests, but also to the interests of others. You don't struggle to be merciful because you're a bad person. It's just because you are too busy. Busyness is the number one destroyer of mercy in your life, because you're busy moving from event to event, task to task. It's hard to pay attention to the people around you. And when you're not looking and listening for people's needs, it's nearly impossible to be merciful. Number 2, don't be offended by the sins of others. Mercy is unconditional. If you're going to show mercy to people, you cannot be offended. You cannot minister to people if you're looking down on them. Jesus wasn't offended by people's sins. In fact, he hung out with the worst kind of sinners. He was even accused of guilt by association because he spent time with people who were corrupt, unloving, and manipulative. But this doesn't mean to say that Jesus approved of everything that they did. And God also doesn't approve of everything that you do. But he accepts you completely. Showing mercy doesn't mean you say everything someone does is okay. Like drug addiction and adultery and stealing, for example, they're not okay. But if you can still show mercy, you can do for others what Christ has done for you. 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 8 reminds us, above all, love one another deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins. Number 3, choose your words carefully. If you're going to show mercy, there are some things that you just should not say. You should not be rude or sarcastic. Mercy puts a monitor on your mouth and helps you choose words that build people up instead of tearing them down. The wiser you become, the more merciful you will be to people around you, no matter how much they disagree with you or even dislike you. That's because the more you understand the hurts of other people, the more likely you are to cut them slack and show them mercy. Number 4, value people over keeping rules. My, we love keeping rules, don't we? We just love pointing out where others have broken the rules. And Jesus didn't like how the Pharisees prioritized tithing over more important things, such as treating people fairly, showing mercy, and having faith. And he wants us also not to neglect the more important things as well. Rather use the kindness to break through to others so that they can see God in you. Jesus is far more interested in kingdom building than in rule keeping. My dear friends, be merciful just as your Father in heaven is merciful. You cannot expect to get it if you do not give it. May the Lord be with you. May he bless you. May he cause his face to shine upon you and be with you always. Goodbye.